Hello, friend. It's Ric Beattie. I'm the senior minister here at Unity of Royal Oak in Royal Oak, Michigan, and it is always an honor to share some ideas of reading and some ideas with you on Wednesday nights. And I've long been a student of, I can't say really a student, but I have loved White Eagle's writings over the years. For a number of years I worked for what was once the Church of Today and later became Renaissance Unity when they were still in Warren, Michigan. And one of my jobs was to write to send out a daily email. And so I would pick a reading and write an affirmation, and then I would write a prayer. And that's when I was always looking for sources of new readings. So White Eagle, the White Eagle Publishing Trust, which is based in London, has a whole bunch of little booklets like these, and I've got several. I have a whole collection of ones in my library at home, in my office, of little books with quotes, something that can be easily used. And I find these are very self-contained. It's a really powerful thought in just all together. And I like this one. It's titled, In Tune with the Infinite. If you are sorely troubled, remember there was a time before when you became a separate entity in a physical world where you were at one with your Creator on that beautiful level of life in the heaven world. There you were at one. Down here you are separate. But if you can rise in consciousness and put yourself in tune with the infinite, you will see your problems and difficulties from a very different angle. You will know that all things work together for good, for God, and for those who love God. Surrender will then be so simple, all the fret and fear will fall away. And I love that. Again, it's just a simple idea, a reminder of something you already know. Now, I don't always exactly agree with the way White Eagle interprets things. Yes, I mean, at one point we were all, I believe, in the spiritual realm. And I believe part of us is still there. It's connected to that. But we live in this three-dimensional world, and we forget that we're connected to something much greater than we are. Which is exactly why I encourage people to meditate, to reflect. And you know, anything you can do about anything, make it a meditation. I've mindfully prepared soup at home. I often do it. And I start with when I'm shopping and I'm picking out the produce, because I often make like chicken soup, or I make chili, whatever I make. And I think about the fields that the food was grown in, and the hands that tended it and picked it and moved it to a distribution center, and then moved it at the supermarket and made it possible, or to the farmer's market. Sometimes I go there so that I could get it. And so just become very mindful. And you can clean your bathroom as a meditation. Be very, very mindful that you're gifting yourself clean surfaces and clean environment to care for the body temple. A simple meditation is the breathing, your breath in and out. You can work with your breath while you're walking. I do it all the time. And that becomes its own meditative kind. It's almost like a trance. I think I've shared before that there was one afternoon a few years ago now, I was walking down the Clinton River Trail near my house in Rochester Hills, and I was just kind of focused on, there's a section there where the trees are over the old railway. They grow together over the top. And I remember looking up and thinking that it struck me, it was like the narthex of a church, an old-fashioned cathedral church. And there was like this, and it was beautiful. And then I noticed that I could see a shimmer in the trees, in the leaves of the trees. And I kind of rubbed my eyes and looked again, and then I looked at the ground, and I noticed the ground had that same shimmer. And then I noticed it in my hand as well, and on my arm. And it dawned on me that I was seeing the energy body, that shimmer of the life that I think envelops us all. And I walked along for, I don't know, 5 or 6 minutes in that kind of beautiful blessing space. And then it went. It was gone. And I tried for the rest of the year I tried to make that happen again, and it couldn't. The following year, a couple of times on another part of a Paint Creek Trail where it hits the Clinton River Trail, I had that experience again. There's a point where Paint Creek pours itself into the Clinton River, and there's an energy vortex there, and I'm really sensitive to energy. This is a time of year we're having some big energy here in September, so with the new moon. Anyway, I wanted to share that reading with you, and White Eagle, if you ever, it's just good. It's got a whole bunch of little sayings in it, and every one of them is good. Every one. It's one of those books you can just pick it up, read something, and maybe give yourself something to think about, besides all the drama and the trauma going on in our world. Anyway, let's spend some time in the stillness, touching the stillness. Reverend Paulette Pipe, another Unity minister, and a most amazing woman. That's her alternative ministry, Touching the Stillness Ministries. She is the best teacher of meditation I think I've ever met. I do simple ones, you know me. So before we start the meditation, visit our website at unityofroyaloak.org, and you will find all kinds of things there. What we have going on, our schedule, what's online, what's in person, what's hybrid, so that you can be a part of us in any way that you choose. If you're new, I'd love to hear from you. My name is Ric, R-I-C, without a K, at unityofroyaloak.org. So send me an email. Say, hey, I'm new, and I'm here to encourage you. And I know that there are some people who watch very faithfully, and so a big shout out to Deborah and to Terry and others who might be there that I'm not aware of, but I see the stats, so I know somebody's watching. All right, I'm going to start some music. And once again, I'm using Kim Lange's 6 Degrees of Meditation, not medication. Somebody said to me, no, it's not medication, it's meditation. So you don't need medication. And allow your body to relax. To relax into your chair. And wiggle your toes and flex your feet and your ankles. Stretch your legs if you need to. Notice that if there's any tension anywhere, just notice that. Do a quick scan of your body to identify. Have you been stressed out today? Take a deep breath. Sigh it out. And with each additional breath, allow yourself to become more relaxed, to be more open to the spiritual realm, to that which is beyond the physical. We allow ourselves to dare to think that somewhere in us dwells a presence and a power greater than we are. And it's in us and all around us. I think it was Eric Butterworth who made a comparison, and I'm paraphrasing because I don't think this is exactly what he wrote. I believe that God is in me, not like a raisin in a bun, but like the ocean in a wave. So God is not something small in me somewhere. God is the ocean, and Rick is the expression of that ocean as a wave. At some point, the Rick wave will just blend back in to the ocean, and all is one again, because it never really stopped. So I invite you to follow your next breath inward to to your center. If you hear a noise, and you may, or if your mind wanders off, and it will, simply bring it back gently to your breath and follow your next breath inward. As we allow the breath to be our teacher, and we allow ourselves to be open to the infinite. And while we remain in this kind of fringe meditative mindful state, I invite you to call to mind anyone or any place, anything that you would like to wrap in the healing energy of love. And I'm wrapping the political race here in the United States in love, and I'm wrapping the world in love. I was startled to see that when I did the research for my talk last Sunday, that there are currently 15 wars, which are defined as conflicts within which more than 1,000 people die in a year. Right now we have 15 such events going on our planet. I had no idea. So I'm not going to give that any energy. I will give energy to peace. Peace in my heart, peace for our politics, peace for all people, peace for all beings, peace for our planet. Pray with me. God of love, God with many names, but the one I think that we all agree on is love. We are grateful for the ability to share energy with you, thoughts, feelings. We're grateful that we can commune with you. And we bless our planet and all of its people. We make no exception. And we do that by seeing the Christ in every person, no matter how different they seem to be from us. As we allow ourselves to feel this feeling and to send this love, even with people who disagree with us, even if they disagree with us politically, it's okay. It's okay. We're all human beings, equally worthy of love. So for this truth, we give thanks. For this time together, we give thanks. And for this life that lives us, we give thanks. And so it is. Amen. Friends, if this ministry blesses you, keep us in your prayers. And if you feel so inclined to make a contribution to help financially, that would be great. And there's no obligation, of course. You can find all the information you need on our website, unityofroyaloak.org. Till next time, namaste.